Welcome to the Kemp IT Law vlog. I'm Nooreen Ajmal, and this vlog looks at some of the key changes in the finalised European Banking Authority Guidelines on outsourcing published in February. The final guidelines contain some useful clarifications after consultation and feedback. They will apply to all outsourcing arrangements which are either new or being amended after 30th September 2019. There will also be a transitional period until the 31st of December 2021, by when all outsourcing arrangements will need to be reviewed and amended to comply. One of the key changes in the guidelines is the clearer distinction between critical and important outsourcing arrangements and other non-material outsourcing. Helpfully, the guidance has reduced its remit in many places to outsourcing of non-critical or non-important functions. However, it will be up to banks to have processes and controls in place to determine where the guidelines should apply. There are now also useful definitions in the guidance on critical and important functions, and also on outsourcing itself, which now aligns with a definition in the MiFID II framework. The guidelines also clarify that outsourcing to the cloud is not automatically outsourcing of a critical or important function, as previous drafts had suggested. In response to previous concerns with cloud services, the guidelines have also clarified that prior approval for subcontracting can be general rather than specific, in line with GDPR's approach to sub-processors. Another interesting change is the removal of the requirement to set out the exact location of data in the contract, allowing for the country or region to be set out. The EBA does nevertheless require that if a competent authority requires more detailed information, the bank retains a right to be able to obtain the exact location of the data from its supplier. The final guidelines also contain detailed guidance on what a bank's governance framework should look like, including a comprehensive and holistic risk management framework across its institutions to identify and manage risks, a maintained outsourcing policy, which should include distinction between critical and important outsourcings and other categories, such as non-critical, important, intra-group, and outsourcing to providers in third countries. The policy should help a bank decide the extent to which the guidelines apply to a particular outsourcing arrangement. Banks will also need to keep an outsourcing register of all outsourcing arrangements, external and intra-group, including those that have been terminated or expired. Audit rights remain important in a bank's oversight and supervision of the services and must be set out in critical or important outsourcing contracts. Finally, the guidance set out minimum requirements for contractual provisions applying to critical or important outsourcings. These were previously thought to apply to every outsourcing. If you'd like to find out more about managing outsourcing risks, please check out our blogs and white papers at kempitlaw.com.